Shade flowers. I love these prunellas. I actually ordered 2 sets for my own garden already for the season. The prunellas are actually a way to get, and very rarely, full-blown color in full-blown shade. So usually that's not the case, right, Derek? Because shade plants are typically just green leaves.
If that, yeah, it's very hard to get.
And they might have a little bitty flower on the top for a couple of weeks out of the summer or something like that, right?
Like a hosta or something.
Right, exactly.
But it's boring, and you just get a little bit of leaves, and then, you know, what's the point, right?
I know. Well, it's better than dirt, but, pretty much if you want color in shade, this is one of the rare opportunities. And we are down to about 2,100 for the season. I think we had 10,000 to start with, and that was only a couple of weeks ago. So these have been flying out the door over the last couple of weeks since they debuted. This is final quantities of the season, and it's the reason I think they're popular is because a lot of us have areas of our yard that are totally shady. And you're super limited as to what you can grow there because most plants like some sun some part of the day. These guys are perfectly happy in all shade.
Yeah, and the thing is, with those shady areas in our yard, typically it's because there's a big tree there or something. That means it's either really muddy and dirty, and when rain comes, it just nothing dries it out because the sun's not there. Or you have gravel or mulch, which is just ugly in my opinion.
Yeah, or boring.
This is a ground cover, so this is going to be able to not only give color in those shady spots, but it's going to amend the soil. It's going to thicken it up. It's going to dry it out. You're not going to have all these muddy, sloshy areas anymore. And it blooms for 4.5 months every year.
Wow. So that's well into the fall.
Yeah.
And here comes some stills to show you what these will look like.
There's 2 colors.
Okay.
This is an old medieval origin plant, but they're brand new colors that the hybridizers have been working on. Freelander blue. It's a bright, violet blue. You can see this. You're getting 3 pieces of this color and 3 of the pink that's coming later. But with this one collection, you can easily cover around 25 to 30 square feet on the ground because this is a ground cover. So it gets about 6 to 8 inches tall, like you see here is the Bella Rose, so much color. But it grows outward.
Right.
Each plant is going to easily do a few square feet, multiply that out for one collection, you get 25 to 30 square feet.
So for instance, how much is this out here on the set?
Well, what you were seeing was about 20 square feet. And like one patch like that, easily, that's just 1 or 2 pots because these are really going to expand. They're going to bloom for you this year. You can see these have some real artistry in the flower. They're a unique shape. They look like a little baby
like snapdragon. They look like little baby snapdragons.
Yeah.
They have that same shape. They do get 6 to 8 inches high, but they are ground cover, which means, unlike a snapdragon, which, it might spread out 3 or 4 inches and, it become a little bigger than when it was a baby. This is going to spread out quite a bit so that the set of 6 that you're getting will spread. Now, you're getting 6 plants. This right here is only 20. So another half of this, which we don't have room in the camera shot to show you, is what you're going to get from one set.
So just the first year.
And
expands
then it keeps
more
going.
after every year.
Right.
Because this is winter hardy actually to negative 25 below zero.
And if you're living somewhere that gets colder than that, then you might want to rethink where you live.
Exactly.
Well, seriously, a great hardy plant that needs very, very little, if any, attention. You want to fertilize it regularly, as all of your plants. Water it, of course, but it thrives in the shade where other plants do not. Or if they do live, they stay very small.
Yeah.
Most plants, they don't really grow and take off until they get some sun. Now, if I have a partly shady, will the sun hurt these guys? Do they have to totally?
These can totally handle a part-day sun.
Okay.
But just think about those areas. If you have under a big pine tree or some other tree which is always shady, or let's say you have a north side of a house, or you have these areas where you just have so many other plants growing that, behind it, nothing gets any sun.
Right.
This is where you want to plant that because this looks beautiful. It comes up in spring. It's an early popper. And then
4.5 months.
Yeah,
of
and then
flowers.
you get 4.5 months of color.
Wow.
Now the leaves themselves, these were used traditionally in medicine in ancient medieval Europe, but the plant is considered to be sort of a cure-all for the garden because there's some chemical in it which pests, bugs, mildew, all these molds, animals, they don't like it.
So this is kind of a self-healing for your garden when you plant these amongst your other plants. We like to say that too about lavender because a lot of the bugs and things don't like lavender, so they stay away from your other flowers. So this is a great plant to put amongst other things. So here's what you need to know. This is the last day at the sale price on this, which today, for your final opportunity, you can pick it up for under $29. Remember, your shipping and handling is free. We have now less than 1,500 left for the season. We started a couple of weeks ago with 10,000 of these. 1,500 are left. I ordered 2 sets. I'm going to put some around the perimeter of my shade yard, and then I'm going to put some in areas where even grass won't grow in my shady yard
really
above
great.
my driveway.
I mean, if we have areas like where grass won't grow, either it's just muddy and it's dirty,
Or too
we
much
put
shade.
mulch.
Yeah.
We just put mulch.
Right.
And that's just not inspiring at all. I
Right.
talk to people all the time who get this, they plant it. They're so happy because they say, wow, my whole yard was awesome except this one side of my house. I planted this and it totally transformed.
And sometimes
Everything.
you start out with a pretty garden, but then your trees get really big.
Yeah.
And maybe you've lived there 10 or 12 years, and now the trees have completely shaded over what used to be a sunny spot,
this
and
is
now
what it's
things
for.
aren't growing. You can replace them now with these and have beautiful, remember, you get flowers in the shade for over 4 months. Flowers, not just greenery.
Yep.
So now less than 1,200 left for the season. Come on in and get your Prunella. Here is your zone map. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so find your location on the map at the bottom left-hand corner. That